Okay, here's three Luke Skywalker figures. You got the vintage figure from 1980s. This is the Noku variant with the light brown hair. Got the VOTC 2004 figure, which I've just taken out, and the 2013-14 Black Series Luke Dagobah. So, I mean, this is quite a good figure. I've just taken it out. The only worst, I mean, the head sculpt's pretty awful. That certainly needs updating, and the legs are just too spindly, too small. But it's got great articulation, especially in the midsection. It's got great arm articulation. I mean, that part of the figure was used in the 2008-9 Legacy Collection Luke Skywalker from Empire Strikes Back, where he's wearing the dressing gown and he's receiving his new mechanical hand. I mean, this figure here is quite good, Black Series. It was reissued in the Vintage Collection in a 3-pack with, I think, updated paint for the face. I mean, you can see Yoda in the background there. But, I mean, this is quite a good... You get 2 sets of hands, you get pistol, lightsaber. I think the backpack comes with Yoda, but you can have Yoda in there. Looking pretty cool. There's Yoda there. You can actually see the VOTC card back, which is the classic Luke Skywalker card from the 1970s. But this is a really nice figure as well. I mean, that face sculpt is just... I mean, it was adequate in 2004. It's just not... doesn't cut mustard now. Even though his hair is that sort of mustardy colour. I mean, this Luke here that has much better face sculpt. But yeah, it's not such a bad figure, this Luke. I mean, yes, it's got tiny spindly legs. But really, we're still waiting for the definitive Luke Farm Boy in the modern era. I mean, from this sort of angle, the face doesn't look too bad. Just, I mean, it almost matches that hair colour almost from the vintage figure. I mean, the lightsaber accessory is really nice. It comes with, this hilt is metal, so pretty cool. It comes with a cloth tunic, and the articulation on the figure is quite nice as well. The sort of, for 2004, it's really good. It's got articulated knees, ankles, nice weathering on the figure. So it's got quite good articulation. I'll show you the torso of the main body. Oops. There. Lightsaber came off the hilt. Yeah, there. But if you... to get this figure off the... I mean the tunic off, all you've got to do is just open this piece here. There's a little hole there, take that off. And you can just move the arms back and get the figure out. And I mean, I mean, this articulation gives it. I mean, the midsection torso is really good. Pretty nice, actually, that articulation. You can see the arm articulation. Arms go up that high. Fully rotate. They do pivot at the elbow, left and right, and move up and down, and you've got a upper forearm cut rather than a wrist articulation. Got a great torso crunch there for the figure. So he's got great articulation, this Luke. It's just whether you like the cloth goods that it comes with. I find it's a bit too baggy, a bit too you know. It's quite coarse, it's quite rough, so, you know, it's, how does this piece settle on the figure? And you've got to be careful when you move the figure as well, that, you know, it doesn't crease up too much. But it does look quite okay with the and with all that articulation, you can get into some good poses. So there he is. So I don't know if they do a VC figure. I don't think they're going to use cloth again. I think cloth's expensive as well. I think they're more likely to just do it as sculpted. But you never know, they might go back to using cloth. But I mean the head, I mean from that angle it looks quite good. From this sort of side profile. See if it will focus a bit. That's quite a good angle to look at the head sculpt, but it just seems, the sculpt just seems too soft, too simple. I think the hair should be slightly darker as well. I think the Dagobah Luke's got a much better head sculpt there. If you look at it closely. I'll put the belt on while you're looking at Luke's head sculpt there. I mean, that figure also comes into it for a lot of criticism because of the elbow joints, the way that they're sculpted. So yeah, I mean, Star Wars collectors are a hard bunch to please. There's the VC-39 Luke, which was the Death Star escape, and that's, you know, even though it's a vintage collection figure, it's not defined or considered the best Luke, modern Luke farm boy figure. I think it's the one that came in a pack around the Legacy collection times. I think Budget Jedi does a good video of those Lukes. But once you've got the belt on, the tunic doesn't look so bad. You just got to adjust it a bit. But you can see it does sort of look a bit, I don't know, awkward. It sort of bunches up at the back. So I just put the Luke there and fiddle around a bit with this top. I mean, you've got to adjust the arms. It's not a bad figure though. I mean, until we do get the new Luke to complete the 96 of the modern vintage collection, this is one option you could acquire. And then there's the one that's in the pack. That's probably the one that's going to be the most expensive, and obviously the vintage collection VC, I think it's VC-39, Luke Farm Boy Death Star Escape. But this head is in so much dire need of improving. It's on a ball joint, so it's got full articulation. But it definitely does need updating this. And the legs definitely are too spindly, not in proportion with the torso, really. And they need to have that. The figure needs to be able to do the splits as well. But yeah, I mean, I do like this saber and the hilt, because that is metal. Pretty cool. So you can hold that quite easily. And at least the colour's correct. It's not it's blue rather than yellow, which we had when we were kids. In fact, it's very blue. But there we go. I mean, if you can still pick this one in the black series, that may be the entertainer that's worth picking up, because you get quite a lot of accessories with that figure. Plus, if you get the Yoda as well, you know, you can have Yoda on the back, and it looks pretty cool. It's quite a lot of fun. So, and you can get that figure to do the handstand. You just switch out the hands and get the two palmed hands, and just you can get him to balance, which is pretty cool. Anyway, time to end this tedium. Hope you like looking at this video. Cheers, goodbye.